Guys, welcome back to another psychology video. Today's topic is self-sabotaging loops and how you can break them and things that I did to do that. Now, this just isn't applied to trading. It can also be applied to real life and things outside of trading in general as well, whether that be, emotional attachments to partners or a job or whatever it is, all right? So we'll start off with why you are in these self-sabotaging loops. You are in these loops because you have not done the internal work first. Loops are created through constant affirming actions, thoughts, and beliefs, which all cause you to operate at the exact same frequency you've been operating in. The exact same frequency you've been operating in the past years, months, or weeks. These repetitive affirming actions cause you to operate at that same frequency daily, and that is why you cannot break out of it. Now, what do I actually mean by this? Every time you repeat the same action, thought, or belief, whether that be negative or positive, but for this case it is negative, you are constantly reaffirming to yourself and your identity who you are. You are constantly showing your subconscious mind and your identity that you are this unprofitable version of yourself, right? So depending on how long you've been trading for, it may be weeks, months, days, or even years, the longer you have been repeating the same patterns and the same cycles, the harder it is to actually break. So whether you have been trading for 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, 1 year, a couple months, or weeks, you've been constantly feeding your subconscious mind the exact same emotions, thoughts, and beliefs, such as I am unprofitable, I always revenge trade, I can't take a loss, why did I do that, I'm so stupid, I'm never going to be profitable. And then after you repeat those thoughts, or you even say it out loud, your actions then also follow these thoughts and beliefs, and you continue to do those exact things. You continue to revenge trade over risk, move your stop loss, talk and think negatively, and then that leads you to causing the exact same loop. So this quote here, you only fall because you have risen by neuro knowledge. Now this will make a little bit of sense in a couple of minutes, but I highly recommend watching his YouTube channel. All of his videos are just gems, and they truly changed my life and are continuing to expand my horizon on the knowledge of this whole reality, I guess. So when you are trying to change, you will face resistance and you will fall back into those old habits and those old cycles. Okay, it is inevitable. People think after you watch one video or read one book, you will instantly transform, and boom, you instantly break that loop that has been destroying your life or that has been attached to you. Now that is actually just complete bullshit. That is actually your ego trying to trick you into thinking and operating at a negative state and frequency. When you are aware of the loop you are in and you are trying to break it, and then you fall back into that same old frequency, the same old self, and those actions that the old you would have done, as in you revenge trade again, or you move your stop loss again, or whatever it is that is causing you to instantly feel negative about. And you instantly perceive these things as negative, right? You perceive as you're trying to change, and then boom, one day you might crash out and you instantly revenge trade, or you blow an account and you instantly view that as failure. So straight away, that pulls you back into your old self. It is your ego playing a trick on your mind to try and keep you in the exact same place. Now, why does it do that? Because your brain and your nervous system love the feeling of comfort and familiarity, right? It doesn't care if it's negative or if it's positive. If something feels familiar to your brain or to your subconscious mind, your ego will cling onto it and it will always seek the exact same emotion and the feeling. For this instance, it's probably sadness, frustration, regret, pain, hurt, or whatever it may be. It notices that you are trying to leave and move on from that old frequency and that old you, and it hates that because your old frequency needs you, and when you walk away from it, the old you dies. That is why people when they start to become something or they completely change, they say the quote, you have to kill the old you. Even though it sounds very cringe in that way, it is technically true. So when you actually fall back into these old cycles, as in you overtrade or you revenge trade, even though you may have the last week before, you may have had a really good trading week with your emotions, you instantly feel regret, don't you? You say things, as soon as you do it, you're like, oh, I can't believe I've done that, or what the fuck is wrong with me, or oh, I can't change, or yeah, look, I'm back to just doing the old things. And when you repeat these actions, you get frustrated and you say you say things like that and you hold on to them emotionally, okay? You have this emotional charge and this emotional attachment to those sayings and those beliefs that you're just going to keep repeating. And that actually causes you to stay in the exact same place as you are right now. You need to stop holding on to such an emotional attachments to your mistakes. Allow yourself to show love and belief in your own self. It is really, really, really hard to change, okay? And I completely understand that. And you need to realize that you are battling years, months, weeks of reinforced actions and frequencies. Stop beating yourself up over it. Experiencing highs and lows are normal, okay? You need to stop believing everything you see on social media, and you need to stop believing your ego that is tricking you into thinking everything should be perfect. You have done it before and you can do it again. You have passed an account, you have gotten a payout, and you have won a trade, so you can do it again. Your ego and your old frequency will constantly try to get you to forget your success, okay? Don't let it do that. Show yourself grace and love and be proud of yourself for doing something positive. Identify that you are actively trying to make a positive change in your life. And anytime your ego is trying to trick you, when you mess up, or you revenge trade for one day and you start feeling negative, please do not hold an emotional charge, because emotions are energy, okay? Emotions dictate your whole reality, okay? So what can you actually do to change? True change comes from the internal. I will always preach this. If you do not do the internal work, nothing will change, okay? Everybody just talks about strategy and win rate and RR, and it just pisses me off because it is all just completely wrong. That is why I always preach to do the internal work. Meditating and visualizing will be your best friend, okay? I highly recommend start meditating and start visualizing. I've got a couple more videos that are in my Discord I'll post on here. I think I already have, actually, that explain how powerful visualizing and meditating are, so I highly recommend you go and watch them. But firstly, to truly change, you need to become aware of the loop, okay? And you most likely have, and you are aware of the loop, but then you are also aware of you repeating that loop, because you probably don't understand the reason why you are actually doing it and why you are repeating these actions. So you need to meditate, you need to sit in a quiet room, and you need to find out what your true beliefs, thoughts, and values you hold of yourself, okay, and what you currently believe to be true about yourself. So are you scared of change? Do you have past traumas around money or abundance or wealth? Or do you not truly believe in yourself? Do you truly have faith that it will trust and it will work out? Because becoming somebody new is hard, okay? Shifting and leaving that old self of you is hard. And it starts off with your beliefs and your thoughts. And once again, I'll continue to say this, a pen and a piece of paper will be your best friend in this instance. You need to start writing and you need to start journaling. Figure out what you truly desire and then what you truly believe about yourself as an individual. And figure out what beliefs that you need to change about yourself, right? Because right now you might think and believe about yourself that you are unprofitable and you suck at trading and you can't follow your rules. And yet, if you believe that and you continue to believe that, then how are you supposed to change, right? You will not change if you do not change what you think about yourself. So find out what is driving your actions and your thoughts. Until you understand and figure out how that old frequency and that old version of you thinks, acts, and feels, it will outsmart you and you will stay trapped in this loop. You have to strip yourself down and figure out what is holding you back. Your emotions are energy, and this energy creates your reality. If you are negatively charged, you will experience negative things. If you are positively charged, you will experience positive things. Before anything can exist physically, it must exist emotionally. Now, this is just the start. I highly recommend you guys deep diving into these topics, the law of attraction, detachment, polarity, and the topics of the subconscious and your unconscious mind. Instead of scrolling and wasting your attention and time on things that do not improve your life, start researching, start deep diving into these topics that actually change your life and actually are valid and mean something. Where attention goes, energy flows. Changing your frequency and yourself takes time, okay? It's all about stacking up the little wins. You will not change instantly or overnight. Please get that out of your head, okay? You need to start with the little things. True change comes from stacking up little wins. So start following your rules. Don't overtrade and don't move your stop loss just for one day. Just do it once. Allow yourself to do it once, and then you can see how easy it is and see how good it feels. How good does it feel when you have a trading day and you see a setup that old you would have just been like, yeah, buy, but then you don't. And then at the end of the day, you go back in the charts and you see that you would have got stopped out. How good does it feel? And how nice is it to operate at that high frequency that the so-called future you feels? Every time that you get the urge to click buy or sell or re-enter or move your stop loss or over risk, become aware of it, recognize it, identify that feeling, and stop. Stop everything that you're doing and label it as the old you and the old self, and say out loud or in your mind, no, this is not me. This is the old me. It's trying to keep me trapped, or something along those lines. Whatever it is, you need to become aware of your old self and your old actions and your old thoughts. And once you can do that, you can truly change it. You have fallen because you have risen. It is normal to experience these things, okay? I promise you, it is normal to repeat old actions, but you need to start being proud of yourself. You are actively making a positive change in your life, right? Day in and day out. Don't let your ego trick you into thinking that you aren't making any progress or you haven't achieved anything. All it is doing is it's trying to keep you attached to the old you and the old frequency of you. So that's it. That's the yap of today. Hope you guys enjoyed.